Oh my gosh, it's Minecraft Dinosaurs, so we have stuff to do. Let's go. The goal today is to set up a fully automatic firework rocket factory. So I've spent a few hours here building this bridge, flattening the terrain, and setting up this foundation. Right here is where we're going to build the factory. It's going to be in two main parts. This is going to be a mob farm going all the way up. That's going to be to get creepers for gunpowder, and we'll collect all the other drops as well. And then this area is going to be a sugarcane farm and auto crafting system to make firework rockets. Obviously, this is super important because we need fireworks in order to fly. Now, something I need to test before we even start this is to do with chutes. I want to make chutes, and I want to make a campfire. Now, let's do a test here. If I put the campfire here, and I throw something on top of the campfire, it does not get picked up by the chute. All right, now if that doesn't work, how do chutes interact with hoppers? Can we have a hopper going into a chute? We can, that works, okay. Then this is gonna be somewhat iron intensive, but that's okay, we can afford it. All right, we got a bunch of chutes and a bunch of hoppers. All right, here we go. So if you imagine this is the bottom of the mob farm, and all the mobs will be funneled into this bit, then everything's going to fall through these chutes onto a system of conveyor belts right here, towards the other side of the building. Like this. So everything falls down and goes that way. Then over here, there's gonna be a line of brass tunnels, and these will filter everything so that all of the gunpowder continues all the way through, and all of the bones, rotten flesh, other stuff comes out this way. And that's gonna go into a storage area in this corner. Now, in order for any of this to work, we obviously need power in this area. So right here, a line of water wheels, and this is gonna be the power source for this entire factory. And this should generate all of the stress units we need. Now, there's one other component I actually need, which is the rotational speed controller. And that's made using a precision mechanism, which requires deployers, cogwheels, and iron nuggets onto a gold sheet. So I've got a little setup here, which should work. We just gotta do that several times. There we go. There's our precision mechanism. And we can make our rotational speed controller, which is very important because these water wheels are moving quite slowly. Just like this, we can use a rotational speed controller to change that. Like so. Then we just connect this with a chain drive. And it's going the wrong direction, of course. Simple fix, place a gearbox in the middle, and there it goes. So we've got this now moving this way, which is good. Then we can connect this here to get this one moving. Then we can add our chests here to be the intakes and storage for all of our extra drops. And I will include a few layers of chests because there will be quite a lot. So that's basically the first part of the system all sorted out, except for obviously the actual farm. The next thing I want to do is get a sugarcane farm online. So first I'm gonna lay down some dirt here. Why does it have to rain? Something like this should be fine. And then I'm gonna set up a harvesting mechanism, which will consist of a gantry running along here. And then we're gonna build our collection system using mechanical harvesters along here. And then of course we're gonna need a way to offload the sugarcane, which can be a storage interface like this. Then we need to get rotational power over to this gantry, which I'm going to do with a couple of belts like this. And now it goes. All right, well, that didn't quite work. Redstone-powered gantry shafts stop moving their carriages. That's not exactly what I need to do with this. All right, well, this took a little bit of finagling to figure out. There were a few more steps than I was expecting, but it's working. We've got a functioning gantry that will harvest sugarcane. Basically, all it is a gantry shaft with a redstone gear shift. And attached to this, we have a line of harvesters and a redstone contact. And as you can see, when the redstone contacts meet, it produces a signal, which goes to one of these receivers, the redstone links, which gets transmitted up there to change the direction of the gear shift. So when it gets to this side, it switches direction to go back that way, and it comes back again. And now with a simple collection system set up, it's fully operational. As you can see, if I simulate some sugarcane growing, bam, it ends up in this chest here. So that's sugarcane production sorted. Next, we need to work on the crafting of the paper and then the rockets themselves. All right, well, I've sorted out what I think is going to be a functioning crafting system for this. So once the sugarcane comes down here, I'm going to remove this chest where the farm is all set up. But the sugarcane will go straight onto this conveyor belt into this crafter, which will make it into paper. Paper comes out here, goes along here, and meets up at this crafter with the gunpowder from the mob farm, and fireworks end up in this chest. At least I think that's what's going to happen, hopefully. But I guess now I got to build the mob farm and the actual building. Now that's the factory pretty much functionally complete, but we do need to cover up the farm, and the whole area looks terrible. So I need to do some material gathering and finish this up. But first, let's go check on our Edaphosaurus, because they should be all grown up. There they are. We're gonna let these guys out now. You guys are free range. Well, you are contained, but sort of free range. Or you can just stay in the cave. Let's also check on Cooper. Cooper is good, he's happy. All right, he is asleep right now because it is daytime. Also, I finally remembered to add fresh animations so we can look at these guys. Hello there. Where they look over their shoulder like that. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do a bit of resource gathering and then we'll finish the factory build. All right, this should be at least most of the materials I need. So let's build this thing. All right, here it is, the completed mob farm. The thing about this build is that it does have to be really big just because of the size of the mob farm and what has to happen inside. And that means it is quite difficult to make it look interesting and not just like a blob. This side does look kind of like a blob. I feel like I need something else going on here. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. I tried to break it up with some extra shapes over here. The decoration out here might be a little too much. I don't know. There's quite a lot of barrels. But obviously inside here, we've got the farm. We've got the water wheels moving. You can still see them, which I quite like. Mobs are all dying up there. Items get collected. And in here is the actual rocket factory room. So we got all the gunpowder coming in here. All the rockets end up in this chest. We've actually made quite a few while I've just been building this. And as you can see, I did a bunch of palm trees and stuff just to landscape the area. So yeah, I actually really like this. I think it's cool to sort of incorporate your farms into a build rather than just hide them underground or something. And I think it has actually added a lot to this area. When you're over here, you can see it across the way. Yeah, it looks pretty good. What? This guy's selling a sombrero? Hold on, I need to see this. Oh my god. Look at this. I look like a mariachi man. That is incredible. Absolutely worth 20 emeralds. Also, check this out. This guy's swimming. They actually have really cool swimming animations now. Yeah, I really like that. That's cool. This guy's out and about as well. They're finally exploring the habitat. Now, that reminds me, we actually need to name them. I'm going to name one of them Eddie Carr. There we go. And I'm actually going to let you guys name the other one. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd like this Edaphosaurus to be named, and I will pick my favorite suggestion. Now there's another thing I want to do in this video. It's probably been in the thumbnail and you guys have been waiting for me to get to it, but it has to do with this waterfall right here. So if you don't know, Grian just uploaded a video where he invented a new way of animating waterfalls in Minecraft.
Okay, this is the prototype. Here it is. This is my waterfall. So what's going on here is we've got a whole line of dispensers, and a whole line of observers, and another whole line of observers, and then a clock that goes round in a circle. It creates this big particle effect, which when you take a step back, it looks like a roaring waterfall. So
and when he built this thing on Hermitcraft, it genuinely looked really good. And it's actually really simple to make as well. So I'm going to be redesigning my waterfall to be animated as well. And it's not going to look that impressive because this is a tiny waterfall, but I think it'll be really cool to experiment with this and see what it looks like. Because this may be something we do a lot for waterfalls in the future. So in order to do this, we need a bunch of powdered snow, which means we have to go to the mountains. So I'm going to stock up on some rockets and we'll head off on a little expedition. By the way, Grian's video will be linked in the description. You should go watch it. It's very cool. There we go. Hopefully there's some powdered snow over here. It looks like there is. Alright. That's almost 2 shulker boxes. That's way more than we need for now. Now the other thing we're going to need for this is a bunch of observers and dispensers. Luckily, we should have a lot of string over here for bows. Yeah, look at this. So we'll require some re-terraforming of the area here. Alright, I think this should work. We're going to place all of the powdered snow in the dispensers. There we go. Then we're going to put the water down. We're going to do it like this. And another one like this. Yes. And like this. There we go. That's our little stream. Now we're going to jump start the redstone. Hopefully this works. Let's see. All right, and the reveal. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. I think we could maybe make it go 1 block higher. Make those blocks at the top be powdered snow as well. But man, that just looks so much better than any normal waterfall in the game. And Grian's design uses tipped arrows at the bottom to create like the spray, which looks really good. Unfortunately, we can't use that because it's a hazard for these guys. I tested it, and if they go in the water at the bottom, they will get hit by the arrows. So we can't do that when there's a waterfall in the exhibit like this. But that just looks so good. Let's look at it from a distance. Yeah, even at a distance, it maintains the effect. We are getting some tearing of the water. I think Iris fixes it, but I run Oculus because I'm on Forge. So I'm not sure how to fix that. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that looks really good. Because even when you're far away, you can still see the powdered snow blocks, even though you can't see all of the little particles. All right, through some weird shenaniganery, I've been able to get the top blocks to work. And I think that's an improvement. I think it really works now. And that's it for this episode, unfortunately. I know this was a shorter one, but I spent so long on the factory, and I really want to get this video out to you guys. No new dinosaurs this time, but next time I promise we will add some. Don't forget to like and subscribe and name the Edaphosaurus.